Alright guys, short video today. Just going to update you on all my projects. What's going on. A little rant at the end if you stay for that. But I don't even know if this is unlocked. So, the last video we did on this, I believe we did the regulators in the rear. It's been to Walmart for an oil change. It's been to the tire store to get two new tire pressure sensors in the front tires. They were bad. Got that light off and had a front end alignment, so it's pretty much done. I'd like to get the windows tinted, but can't afford to do that right this minute. I did have somebody come test drive it. They think it has a bad wheel bearing still, and I kind of thought maybe it did too, but I wasn't for sure. I was kind of waiting to see if anybody noticed, and so it's probably got a bad one in the back. We'll address that. And oh yeah, I put the birds have been having a field day with this thing, with everything I own. I also replaced this with silicone on. I bought a new piece of chrome put on there. So anyway, the guy that test drove it said wheel bearing, and he thinks it has an oil leak. I haven't got under it. I'm going to, but it was at Walmart and got the oil changed in it. So if it has an oil leak and they didn't catch it, that's not a good thing for your business. But it's hot and I'm kind of in a financial bind at the moment. I'll discuss that in the rant. And red truck, we just been driving it. Corvette, we just been ignoring it. Colorado, supposed to be a guy here this afternoon pick it up. So since the last video on this, where we adjusted the band and put a servo in it, guy contacted me, made me an offer, told him I'd take it, and then he said he'd come pick it up. So I contacted my son, who's been daily driving it, told him to get it home. Got a guy coming to get it. My son replies, "Oh, I've been going to tell you, I think the transmission's broke." So he brings it over and we drive it around. No second and fourth gear. He said he heard a loud pop. I said, well, it must have broke that 2/4 band that we adjusted. So contacted the buyer and told him what happened. He said, well, fix it and let me know. So we pulled the transmission out and put a band in it, put it back together, and it's back to working. I haven't actually rode in it, but a couple other people test drove it and I can't drive. They said it shifts fine, works fine. So since or between all that, there's a guy on one of the Colorado groups was parting out a truck that he did an LS swap on and couldn't sell. We got to be pretty good friends. He actually has friends here in my town. So I bought the instrument cluster and the body control module out of his truck. And I bought the center console out of his truck, and I also bought the yellow fender. His truck was yellow, crew cab, 4-wheel drive. I bought his yellow fender for my bent fender. So put the body control module in, and it didn't fix the speedometer. And that is the body control module with my speedometer. And that didn't fix the speedometer. So I put his speedometer in there that are now match set, and it works perfect. We now have an odometer. We also have keyless entry. He gave me his key fob. We have keyless entry. And also, this truck locks the doors now when you put it in drive, and it never done that. So my body control module was definitely bad. Now, I had a guy comment on my one of my YouTube videos that if you put a instrument cluster in this truck and the mileage on the cluster is higher than the mileage in the body control module, it won't register until the body control module mileage gets to whatever's on the odometer. So I'm sure that's why my speedometer didn't work, because it's showing 224 and this one's 158,000. So mileage is not right on the truck. It showed 180,000 when I bought it, the original speedometer, and the kid said it'd The odometer had been dead for a couple of years. He figured around 200,000 miles. So the 158,000 is not correct mileage, but odometer works now, and that's what we were after. Can't check fuel mileage without an odometer. So anyway, we got it in here, cleaned all the trash out of it. Like I said, my son's been daily driving it. Checked all the fluids, give it a once over, and you know, here's the leftover console out of that guy's truck. There's two instrument clusters and body control module, fender that I bought, and the two power steering hoses that I bought for an 08 or 09 Colorado V8, and they will not fit the rack and pinion on this 06. They would work on an 07, so if you ever change the rack, put an 07 rack in it, you can use factory hoses. But anyway, that's all we got for that thing. Been running great, flawless, have a lot of fun with it. I sold it for less money than I have in parts building it. But drove it for a year and a half, been to a lot of car shows, met a lot of people, had a lot of good time, got my mileage out of it. So kind of like that thing. Wait, I don't know if I can smile that much. I won't live that long, I don't think. I got a lot of money in that turd. Anyway, so that's the name of that tune. Pressure washer. I got pressure washer hose and new garden hose. My water faucet doesn't put out enough pressure to supply this machine, so we're gonna have to do something about that. I have another faucet, but it's buried and I can't find it. It's too hot to be out here digging in the dirt. So that's that thing. This one, three-wheeler, still can't get the tire broke down. That tire, the lug nuts are messed up. I'm gonna have to cut them off with a Ziz wheel and see if I can get that tire broke down. But I think I'm gonna, once I get my river going again of funds, I'm gonna order new polished aluminum wheels, 3 of them put on here, and not even mess with these wheels. Go-kart, hadn't done anything with that. I want to get this three-wheeler on tires that'll hold air so I can roll it around out of the way. It's kind of an anchor where it's at. You can't move it. I'm gonna get that where to roll out of the way and then finish that, and then maybe get back on this. And I'm still waiting, hadn't done anything with that. Gotta buy a motor. Anyway, that's all for my projects. Now we got, this is granddaughter's 2015 Mustang. My daughter bought this thing off of one of them shyster car lots in Dallas, and it's a solid car. It's a good car. It'll last her a long time. It's only got 100,000 miles on it. 4-cylinder, turbo 4-cylinder, runs real good. But you know, when you're over there in the sales department and they're telling you their story of how they buy these cars at auction and they run them through their shop and they fix everything that's wrong with them, and it's a good, reliable car. So we go out and look at the car, and there's rubber hanging off the windshield wiper arms. And I said, hey, you're a mechanic, don't know how to change windshield wiper arms? They really don't, or blades, windshield wiper blades. I said, look, the rubber's falling off of these. Y'all didn't catch that in the shop? What kind of shop were you running? It had a flat tire. And I said, we're in Dallas. We got to drive 80 miles, 90 miles. I said, you think you can air that tire up? Oh, we've already put everything up. It was late. You know, we got over there late. But he said, oh, no, it's late. We've already put all the cars in the shop, and we'd have to move like 3 or 4 cars to get in there and air it up. I said, don't worry about it. We'll stop by a gas station, air it up on the way home. No problem. Stop by a gas station, fill it up with gas. Should have been full when we got it, but it wasn't. Anyway, aired it up. Well, it kept going down, you know, every 2 or 3 days. So they took it to the tire store here in town, and the wheels bent. She reached out to them, and well, they said no warranty, as is where is. Which, you know, that's what we expected. They're there just to, they're not there to, they tell you they're there to help you get in a car, but they're just there to line their pockets. I mean, you can't spring for $30, $40 pair of wiper blades to put on a car. How much that would have helped the deal. But we was kind of in a bind. It was her birthday. We was trying to get something for her birthday at 16. This is her first car. Wished I'd have had a car this nice. The key fob didn't even work, and we tried to get somebody to program it, and it wouldn't stay programmed. So we had to buy key fobs. You know, things that anybody selling a car should do. But Anyway, that's the name of that tune. Wheel's supposed to be done today. We get that back on, she'll be back on the road. But anyway, if you hung around long enough, here comes the rant. So, for as long as I can remember, you can file your income taxes with the government, and in 2 weeks you have a check deposited in your bank, right? Am I right on that? Or is it just me? Everybody in America, including your companies, all have to file their taxes between January 1st and April 15th. Pretty tight window, right? And with all of that workload, they're still able to get you a check in 2 weeks. But our powers that be in White House now decided they weren't efficient enough. So they hired 81,000 agents. Now, looks to me like their machine was well oiled and working pretty good. My taxes last year, because of a deal that me and my brother got into with the house, we overpaid, had to pay in. We overpaid, and within about 3 weeks they sent us a check back, no explanation. They said there'd be a letter behind it soon telling us why, and if we didn't agree with it, we could send it back or whatever we need to do. So we got that check in 3 weeks on a mistake that we made. So it appears to me that that machine's working pretty good. But the government felt like they needed 81,000 agents. But here I am, forced to retire early, which means not much income. Filed disability for my eyesight. I've lost my eyesight enough to where I can't drive anymore. It's almost impossible for me to do repair work on the job at a pace that they need. I can still do it, but it just takes me a lot longer, as you can tell by some of my projects around here. And I still enjoy doing it. Sometimes it's aggravating when you drop a bolt you can't find, or a socket you can't find. You have to wait on somebody to come by and find it for you. But anyway, back on the matter at hand. So I've been forced to file disability. I've been on disability as a child, but it didn't pay anything. And I finally got driver's license and was able to land some pretty decent jobs and stop my disability. So in May, I contacted Social Security and said, this is my situation, need to get back on disability. The lady was real friendly, real helpful, no problem, this is what you're expected to get. We'll fill it out right now. So we fill out the paperwork over the phone. She says, now you're gonna have a phone interview June the 10th. I said, well, June the 10th is not a good day because we're getting on a cruise ship. And she said, well, that would put you off till August. I said, well, if it's at 10 o'clock, we probably will still be in port at 10 o'clock, so that'll be fine. Well, when they send me the email, and I didn't even catch it, they sent me the email, it was July 10th. And I should have known, because June 10th is on a Saturday. They don't work Saturdays. But, and of course, this conversation's after being on hold for an hour. And so they do that paperwork. Well, now July 10th comes around, and they call me. And we go through, they're asking me questions and asking me doctor information and history, medical history, and work history. And every now and then they stop and make you swear that the testimony you're giving is true to the best of your knowledge and under penalty of law and jail time for fraud and all this. And I'm thinking we're eventually going to get to an answer here. When it's all said and done, the guy tells me, your application is complete. What do you mean? I thought we did the application in May. He said, no. That was just a preliminary setting up for an appointment. This is the actual filing of your disability. I said, okay. And he said, you should hear something in 5 to 6 months. Really? That's the best y'all can do? 5 to 6 months? And it takes me 2 weeks to get a check from IRS, and they need 81,000 agents. Takes y'all 6 months to make a decision, but y'all don't get any new help? Huh. Kind of like they don't want you to draw the money that you've paid in for 46 plus years while you was working, huh? So projects are all on hold because any money I can scrape, I have to use to pay bills with. My retirement, I was on there 8.5 years, so I'm living on less than $800 a month. And so projects are tight. No money's getting spent until even the Colorado. If the guy picks up the Colorado tonight, that money, I'll spend very little of it on that blue car because it's got a few things that it needs done, the rear wheel bearings, so it can be ready to go. But these other projects, I'm not going to spend any money on them until I have monthly income again, because I don't know if it's 6 months, and then in 6 months, if I get a denial letter and have to go to court and fight them for 2 years, what do you do then? You know, it's just ridiculous. The way they're running this country is ridiculous. If you're at the end of your life, nobody cares. If you're at the end of your work career, nobody cares. They're more worried about a waitress skimming a couple of dollars of tips in her pocket than you getting your income where you can live comfortably. You know, they're going to hold you 6 months, 5-6 months, until you've lost your house and lost your truck and sold everything you own trying to survive, and then when you're living under a bridge, they'll give you money. I don't know. Whole country's gotten a heck of a mess. Oh, Oliver Anthony, he hit the nail on the head. But anyway, into the rant. They changed the YouTube algorithm to 500 subscribers, and we are at 369. So share this stuff out, help me out. I could use the help, get me monetized. I doubt that 500 subscribers is going to be a lot of income, but it might buy me a cheeseburger. So like, share, tag, follow, whatever you need to do, whatever you can do to help. Send flyers, send crackers. Anyway, you guys have a good day, and I hope your week's going better than mine. I did have a new grandchild this week, today actually, this morning. So what is today? August the 23rd, 2023. My brother got a birthday in 3 days. Yep, new grandson this morning. All right, that's all I got. Like, share, follow, tag, hit the thumbs up. Doesn't cost you a thing to help me out. Costs me a bunch to help you out. See ya.